People, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So now that the dusk is basically set, that was a very professional performance in Naples. Very bold, very interesting starting 11 by the manager. You know, a lot of people keep saying we played one center back. Technically, we played one player that is regarded as a center back, but we played with two center backs because we played with Reece James as a center back and Fofana as a center back. So we did not play with one center back. We played with two. The only center back on paper was the one who was having a very poor half. Let's be real. But, for me, I think we're at that stage of the season where a lot of people are expecting blistering performances. They want to see, some sort of a new identity, a new playing style with a manager. But I think we're at the point now where it's all about just picking up results, picking up wins, picking up points, and keep it moving. Like, we went from winning just 1-9 to 5-6, and you look at some of the opposition that, Maresca had. It was teams like the Carabaks, Atlanta. It was losing to your Sunderlands. And these are the teams that Rosenior has come in and, yes, the football doesn't look scintillating. It doesn't look beautiful. It doesn't look breathtaking, but, it's clinical, it's efficient, it's picking up wins, it's building some sort of momentum. And for me right now, at the stage of the season we're at, that's just the most important thing. We went to Napoli, a team that hadn't lost in a year at home. Yes, we started off the first half and we did not even play badly. We had two moments of really just terrible defending, and it was just like a cluster of so many individual errors, from Caicedo's missed tackle, just Fofana being turned inside and out, even Andre Santos just clearing that ball out poorly. That could have been a pass to Sanchez and build again. So it was just so many individual errors that again have been very present and apparent in a lot of our defending this season. It's always been individual errors. We make a lot of errors, unforced errors. Sometimes you look at the goals we've conceded and it's like, we really could have did a lot better over there. So it's a facet of our play. It just looks like our center backs, we're always just going to have center backs that make mistakes, and it comes with the territory. But for me, that was a very impressive win. I like the changes, the proactive changes the coach made in the second half. You bring in Cole Palmer, you take out Neto. Usually that sub would have been Esteval for Palmer. Neto stays on the pitch, but it was different. It gave us still more quality in attack, because you bring in Palmer, you still have Esteval on the left that can just give you a lot more quality than Neto will give you, than Garnacho will give you. So I like the proactive changes, and I always appreciate a manager who realizes, I made a mistake with the starting 11. I made a mistake with the system. I made a mistake with the way we started the game, and you make the changes. And he did make the changes, and we played a lot better. But see, when in some of these games, you need individual brilliance. You need that moment of quality. And honestly, even for Napoli, right? Even to bring themselves back into the game. That first goal, it was just a moment of individual brilliance, tenacity, and just trying to make something happen. And then once the momentum switched for them, they went in, got the second goal. But once Joao Pedro brought us back into that game, you started to see us, exert a bit more pressure. There was more quality. The ball was being kept with more, discipline. The touches were nice. The passing was still very crisp, but the abundance of quality just started to overwhelm Napoli. I mean, you saw how many changes we could have made. Napoli, if they made changes, that was pretty much their entire bench. They brought in Lukaku, they brought in a few other guys, but we were able to bring people that were very impactful, aka Cole Palmer. And, Joao Pedro, for that first goal, it's just, you see the space with Palmer just played that ball. He just played it with the right way to pass. Pedro turns with a nice flick. And that was like a Cristiano Ronaldo type of goal against Porto when he played for Man United. He just smacked that in. That was just pure quality. But you look at this team and you look at, the attacking options we have. And if you take out maybe like an Estevao and maybe an Enzo Fernandez, those little, side, ball down the side of the defender, for the striker. Not a lot of guys play that in the team. Players who see your striker make that run and play him that ball. Palmer is one of those guys that could just play you, that pass. He gives you an opportunity to be able to make something happen. The first one, look, it was an easy pass, but Pedro still had a lot to do. But it's about finding the run and playing in your forward. I think when you play those kind of balls to your forwards, you kind of make up their mind for them immediately than having them hesitate. Because when you start having them overthinking the next action, maybe that goal doesn't happen, but it's the quality that Palmer possesses. It's, these passes that he could play. Even in the Euros, when Palmer came in, he played one of those balls to Ollie Watkins that won England that game. That's what you get with the Palmer when you play with strikers like Joao Pedro, and even to a lesser extent, a Delap, because these guys will make the runs and we just never find them. But yesterday, Palmer found him twice, and both times he was very, very clinical. There's times you just need your striker to just bury chances, and that's exactly what Joao Pedro did. There's been a lot of Jackson, revisionism, and I think Jackson has a lot of skill set that he could bring to any team. Finishing is just not the strongest one. Jackson could be, your two-man kind of. I've always had this vision for Jackson where I feel like you play him behind your striker, having Jackson be the link between your midfield and your forward and your attack. You could have a lot of joy with that because he's very strong. He could drive with the ball. He's very skillful. Like, Jackson can bring a lot of those things to the game. So if you want to have him as a two-man punch, you could get a lot of results. But the goals Pedro scored yesterday, Jackson is now scoring those. It's going to be very hard. But Palmer comes in, he makes the difference. He brings in Garnacho, didn't really make an impact that much. Brings in Chalobah, and all of a sudden, defensively, we look a little better. Look, Chalobah, for me, at the end of the day, is still not the level. He's still not the standard for me. But for the performance, if you have a good game, I'm going to give it to you. You have a good game. Our center backs just have this likeness for making just errors unforced. He's one of those guys that makes those errors as well. But it was good. He came in, he held it down. We just played a lot better defensively. We looked a lot better. We looked a lot stronger, and we got the win at the end of the day. So for me, look, how many wins now in a row? I'm happy with it. You got West Ham at home. You go in, you do what you need to do. And one of the things I like about Rosenior is he uses a squad. He's trusting the bench. He's making changes when he has to. There's times when you just need fresh legs to be able to carry you up the pitch. There's times when you just need new energy, to kind of just see you through games. And for me, he's making the right changes. He's using the bench really well. I like the fact that even when Gittins came in and we needed to defend, the last couple of minutes, he took Gittins back out, brought Badiashile. Look, I am not going to complain. As long as you're winning me games, I am going to be very, very happy. And so far, I'm liking, the results. That the gameplay might not look great, the football might not look great, but the manager's doing his thing. He's getting his wins, and that's the most important thing. But it was a good performance, man. I thought, first half we struggled, but we made changes in the second half. And now you're looking at, the teams that have made it through automatically. You have about 5 English teams. You have Arsenal, you have Liverpool, you have Man City, you have Chelsea, you have Tottenham. That's how strong this Prem teams are when it comes to Europe. And this is one thing I always say, like, The Prem is just one of the most entertaining, leagues in the world, because the teams that we struggle against here in this league, if they go to Europe, they would have so much more quality, against this other like European team. So I think that's just a testament to, the strength of the league, the quality, and look, I'm happy. Now we're looking at potential, our next round, round of 16 opponents. You're looking at Newcastle, you're looking at Karabag, you're looking at PSG and Monaco. Everybody knows we probably would want Karabag, Monaco, but you have people who would rather face the bigger, the big giants. Like, give me an easy run. If you want to give me Karabag, round of 16, you want to give me Bordeaux Glim quarterfinal, you want to give me who else? You want to give me somebody else semifinal, you want to give me a Dortmund in the final, I am snapping your hands off for it. I don't care how I get to the final. Give me the easiest teams, and when I get to the final, I can win. That's it. I have no interest in giving me the big boys right now. I don't care for it. Give me the smaller teams. We will go out there and we'll do our business, but very, very important, performance. It's also nice to see, like I said, these other English teams, because for the coefficient points as well, the better English teams do in the champs and in Europe in general, the more teams are likely going to qualify again, next season. And that fifth spot, that fifth spot could actually be another spot for an English team in the champs. So look, we just have to, in that sense, we have to be united on that front. But individually, give me the easier teams to get to the round of 16. Well, we're there now. Round of 16, give me an easy team. Quarter, I don't care. Give me easy teams. Let me win my games and keep it moving. But people, this has been my review of the game. Excellent win, great performance. I like the leadership that Enzo Fernandez is showing in this team, and this team is not bad. That's one of the things. Like, yes, in certain areas, the quality could be improved, especially on that left-hand side. Our left wingers, I think if there's any way we could get rid of them, bro, we have to, because they just don't give us much going forward. The right, you're kind of taken care of. Esteval, Cole Palmer, you're good on that side. But the left, it just needs so much work. But I like, the leadership some of these guys are showing. I like the quality we're showing. We're not a bad team, and if Rosenior could just keep getting these wins, I don't think we're going to care that much. Don't play well, get 3 points, keep it moving. Yes, sir, I'll take that. People, see y'all in the next video. Like the video, sub to the channel, hop in the comments. Let me know if you agree with anything I say, anything you disagree with. Let me know as well. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Peace.